잘해. 하나님아. 하지. 진짜. 진짜 말아부터. 화이다. 이제 뭐야? We're picking up the sound of an enemy torpedo, sir. 17 miles, sir, from that cruiser. That Japanese cruiser. Sound the general alarm. Status. She's still coming dead at us, sir. Sir, she surfaced. She's no longer a threat. They didn't take into consideration the curvature of the Earth, sir. Secure from general quarters. I hope you enjoyed that little comedic demonstration, but what you saw there is actually pretty much true. You see, in the 1930s, the Japanese Navy revolutionized the torpedo with its Type 93, a 30-foot long, 3-ton monster whose extraordinary range, up to 25 miles, earned it the U.S. nickname Long Lance. It was a surface-launched torpedo fitted for the tubes of cruisers and destroyers. In other words, it was launched from wherever the draft was of each one. Now, cruiser was generally about 20-25 feet under the water, so it was probably launched at about 15 feet under the water, and it was expected to go up to 25 miles to hit its target. It was quite advanced, actually. It used oxygen, and the oxygen bubbles would dissipate, so for these long ranges, it couldn't be spotted by aircraft or things like that because the oxygen bubbles would dissipate right away, so you couldn't see the wake of the torpedo. What you're looking at right now is one of the cruisers that was fitted for these torpedoes. Again, cruisers and destroyers were both fitted for these new torpedoes that were, they actually invented it in the late 1920s, early 1930s, and they outfitted these torpedoes just in time for World War II. So again, if you look at the Earth curve calculator, let's give them the whole 25 feet underwater, and you had to hit a distance, well, in this case we used 17 miles. Let's take a look at that, how it would actually work. Remember, the range on these torpedoes was 25 miles. We're just going to use 17 miles. Even if it was launched from the very bottom of the boat, I believe somewhere between 6 and 7 miles would actually be the actual range on the globe before the torpedo would surface. And in World War II, torpedoes made no corrections. Once they were fired, hopefully they ran straight and hot and normal, and there was no issues, because if there was no correction on the torpedo itself. Once it fired, it had its direction that it was moving in. That was it. It didn't correct for depth, didn't correct for anything else. Once it was gone, and there was no more control over it. We have our handy dandy Earth curve calculator, and guess what? We don't have to worry about refraction, do we? Unless maybe the torpedo adjusts for refraction. Anyway, eye height is 0 because we're actually below the water. The target distance from the surface is 17 miles. And let's see if I can zoom in on this. So we start at the top of the Earth. Here's the target on the globe, 17 miles away. And it is, what was the number up here? 192.72 feet below where the torpedo started. So not only would the torpedo have to run straight, hot, and normal, it would actually have to dig deep into the water, deeper and deeper and deeper as it went, so to speak. It would have to angle down the whole way so it could get to its target. And so here we have it. Again, we're going to start from the right place. They want to start you at the left side for whatever reason and have the hump come up to you. And but here we go. The torpedo launches, and we'll give him again the whole 20-25 feet. And it would have to become an airborne missile, and it would still miss by 192 feet. Well, minus the height of the destroyer itself in this case, so let's say it's 80 feet. So it still missed by 110 feet roughly. Another impossibility on the globe. Nobody ever adjusted for it. Nobody still adjusts for Earth curvature and weapons. They never will. And if they do, they drop it right away because it doesn't work. Thank you.